What is up, guys? Welcome to Fight Rant Live, episode 9. We'll be talking about UFC Fight Night 86, Teixeira versus Evans. Also talking about Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri and some other stuff. Say what's up, everybody.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
What's going
We
on,
also
guys?
have Bellator in Italy today. Bellator in Italy, they have a pretty solid card today. Should be a lot of great fights tonight.
Yep, and we have some boxing going on NBC and on Showtime. We'll talk about that in a second. So how's it going, guys? Hey, we didn't get to talk about the changes that happened over the UFC Tampa. So we'll get to touch on that as well.
Yep. Put in our predictions.
Yeah, I had to run all over to my DraftKings really quick and change Machida.
Oh man,
That sucked, right?
Yeah,
Damn it, man.
that was terrible.
He's one of my favorites right there, man.
Yep, but I guess we'll kick it off with boxing since we have a lot to talk about on the UFC card tonight. In boxing, we have on NBC Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri. It's a welterweight division bout, and that's going to be for 12 rounds. I don't think there's a belt going on this one. No, there isn't a belt going on this one. What do you guys think about Algieri and Errol Spence?
That should be a pretty good fight. I have Errol Spence winning that one, but Algieri's pretty. He's not bad. He's decent. He's pretty technical. It should be a good fight, but I don't see him winning. He just doesn't really pack that much power in his punches. Maybe because of his kickboxing background, probably relies more on his legs, but he doesn't really have that much power in his punches there. So I see Errol Spence I think Errol Spence actually knocks him out about 6th round.
I'm with you. Errol Spence will win. I'm not sure if he'll KO Algieri, but he's gonna win.
I think he'll. I don't know, because Algieri tends to fall pretty easily on every fight. He's a tough little SOB, but I'm interested in seeing how he's going to perform because he did really well his last fight. He handled it pretty well. I was actually surprised at the way that he was performing. So I'm really interested in seeing that fight and seeing how he does against Errol Spence. Algieri says that he's not considered a veteran. Errol Spence doesn't really have any qualified fighters that he's fought, according to Algieri. So we'll see how that goes.
Algieri,
But what's your actual prediction?
I saw Algieri's
My prediction, I think it'll be Errol Spence. I think he'll win that, but I think it's gonna go. I really don't see him making the 12 rounds. I see him losing to a knockdown on this fight.
You know what I think Algieri should do?
I like Algieri. I just don't think he's gonna make it
to MMA, bro. That's what Algieri should do.
What? Should do what?
I think Algieri should go into MMA. That's what I think he should do. He's not gonna get anywhere in boxing, bro. He's okay. His whole discipline was kickboxing. He's undefeated in kickboxing and all that. He should have gone into MMA. He would have probably been more successful there.
Well, with that chin though, do you think he would? Because I don't trust his chin at all.
Oh yeah. 4-ounce gloves.
I mean, 4-ounce gloves. A kick can come out of nowhere. A knee to the face. Any of that can take you out.
Hey, Franklin.
But he was undefeated in kickboxing. He was a champion kickboxer.
Hey, Franklin.
Maybe what we see is that he has to limit himself just to hands, and we're not really seeing his whole arsenal. That might be why he doesn't have strong punches too. I mean, because boxers they tend to have stronger hands. That's all they use. so
Right.
they're better at landing that punch.
Right.
That might be why you don't see him laying anybody out or anything like that. He's probably used to doing a combination, a combo, punches, kicks, landing that high kick or something like that. Who knows? But I don't know. I think that would have been a good move. I mean, you do make a good point in regards to like the getting hit with 4-ounce gloves and stuff like that. So, but I don't know. I think it would have been a great move for him. I just don't see him being like a world champion in boxing. I mean, there's so many belts in boxing. I guess he could win one, but
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about.
You could get the participation belt.
Get the participation. Get
The WBC participation champion.
You get the IBBBBO belt.
In that undercard, we have Krzysztof Glowacki. I don't think I have that last name right. Glowacki versus Steve Cunningham. Glowacki is the number 3 in the cruiserweight division, according to Ring TV, and this fight is going for Glowacki's WBO title. I know Steve Cunningham a little bit more than I do know Glowacki. As of late, I've seen Glowacki fight before, but I think I'm gonna go with Steve Cunningham in this fight, and I think he'll be able to take it over and win that WBO title.
I'm gonna pick who you pick because I've never watched either of them fight. So
I watched either of them, yeah. Then you have Marcus Brown and Radovoji Kalaski. I don't know how to say that. That's a light heavyweight division. I really don't know them too well. It's a 10-round fight. Probably explains why I don't know them too well. And that's the end of the NBC fight in Brooklyn.
BK all day.
Yep, up in Jay-Z's house. Now, for Showtime, you have Gary Russell Jr. That's the number 2 featherweight division champion, WBC title, and he's going up against Patrick Hyland. Patrick Hyland versus Russell. That's gonna be a decision fight. I don't think it's gonna be that entertaining. Probably the Jose Pedraza, which is on the undercard, versus Steven Smith. That's probably gonna be a better fight. But we'll see what happens in that. So if you guys have something you want to watch as far as boxing, that's what you have there. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure if Franklin or Lee knows anything about these fighters, but if you guys want to add anything, go ahead.
Trash. Okay.
I mean, it's fine. Like, I just looked at that card, and that's on Showtime, right?
Yeah, that's on Showtime.
And I'm just like, how is that on Showtime? Like,
Whack.
Showtime's camp is not really that great. I mean, who else do they have in Showtime? They don't have a really good camp.
I'm not too interested in that card, you know, especially if it's airing at the same time as UFC tonight. Not happening.
I know to the point where HBO and even PBC Boxing is on top of Showtime. That's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah.
So
They need to step it up over there, Showtime.
They do need to step it up and bring some better quality fighters into their card and their stack.
Hey, Franklin.
Before we move on to everything, I do want to let people know, because we have a lot of great fights tonight. Boxing, MMA, kickboxing. Don't miss out Glory 29. That's going to be a great card. I'm actually going to have that recording there, because I don't want to miss that one. They have Hoskin versus Congold. They have Congolo. They have the co-headline event is Adam Chuck versus Elmir. And we have tournament contenders of Silva versus Lant and Wilness versus Kornilov. The Hoskin, the main event, Hoskin versus Congolo, that's going to be a real good fight. So if you're a kickboxing fan, don't miss that one there. And I think they're going to be replaying it actually on ESPN3 also. So if you miss it, you should be able to catch it there.
Now, have you guys heard about Adrian Broner, the latest?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even. Oh God, man. This
Well,
guy's a clown. This guy's a clown and a half, man.
Now he's been arrested, right? And he's got like 100K bail. He's facing years in prison for that assault.
yeah,
You know
he
what I've never
could
understood?
face
I've never understood. How are you a professional? He was a champ, or is he still holding the belt?
He is the WBA. No, he's not. I don't think
He
he
doesn't
is.
have a belt anymore.
He
But
was a WBA super lightweight champion. No, he's not. He lost
he
that.
was a belt holder before. He was undefeated before. He's making money. How the heck are you an elite athlete, a boxer, a fighter, and you're getting yourself into these sort of things? I just it doesn't even make any sense to me. How do you have time to do these kind of things when you're supposed to be training, promoting yourself, promoting your brand? How are you doing these idiot stuff? It's like idiocy. I don't understand it at all. I try to understand this, but it makes no sense to me. What is he just hanging out in the hood, in the ghetto, doing things that low lives, broke people do? I don't get it. Aren't you a professional boxer making? I believe he's making at least $1 million or $2 million per fight. What are you doing?
Well, that's one of those things that I say all the time, that these guys come in talking about how they train all the time, they're focused 24/7. Well, apparently you're not focused 24/7 because you're busy committing robbery and assault charges allegedly. So, you know, it's a bad example for people that are watching boxing, for kids that are watching boxing and want to step into that limelight, and you're giving them a bad example, and you're showing them that it's cool to be a thug, or it's cool to do whatever it is you want to do and act like a fool, throw change in Walmart, stuff like, things like that is what gives it a bad taste when it comes to boxing.
Couldn't agree more.
It's like Felix Stern testing positive for statinolazole. I think it's
That's a steroid.
Steroid, yeah. That's enough. Like, and it goes anywhere. It goes as far as boxing, baseball, UFC, football. All those sports are things that kids look up to and they want to be. And by you showing them that, hey, I make millions, and this is how I do it. You adding the robbery and assault, well, that they see it as, this is how I do it. I gotta be a thug, gotta be ridiculous, I gotta show off. No, you train, you work hard, you show respect, and that's the way to do it, to become a professional, not only in your eyes but in everybody else's eyes.
It's like, what kind of low life do you have to be making this sort of money, to be where you're at in life, and you're getting caught in these whatever situations of allegedly, I don't even really know what's going on, but these robbery or whatever the heck it is. How are you getting involved in that? I can't even grasp that, man. Can you grasp that? Gia, imagine you would have kept with boxing and you would have hit freaking Golden Gloves. You would have became a champ. You're a pro boxer. You're freaking 22-0. You have a belt. How in the world would that fit into your actual life?
It doesn't, and I mean,
it makes no sense, right?
Something that we pointed out before, where we were talking about, hey, with celebrities, if or John Jones, why are you driving and getting in trouble? Get a freaking driver. If you're gonna go to a party,
I was actually touching that.
I was actually watching.
He actually did come out and say that now he has a driver after the last problem with the.
Now, but why didn't you have? Listen, with the first incident, this dude is making millions upon millions, bro. With the first incident, bro, I would have had a freaking chauffeur immediately. All this other stuff that has happened could have been prevented. There's no reason. I mean, they're out to get you. They're stopping you because you revved your engine at a freaking stoplight. Are you kidding me? They stopped you for drag racing because of that. And then they give you another citation because the freaking license plate cover slightly covers like a letter, I guess, or something. Here's another citation.
Yeah.
What the hell is retarded? They're out to get you. Why in the world will you not have a freaking chauffeur to begin with? You would have prevented a lot of this dumb nonsense going on. I understand if you're not making any money, if you're like one of those lower ranked MMA guys or something like that, and you're making like $10,000 a show, $10,000 a win, stuff like that. But no, you're John Bones Jones, bro. You made millions. What are you doing? It makes no sense. I don't know. Things like that they make no sense to me. But I can still slightly understand that. I can slightly understand that more than freaking Adrian Broner. What the fuck are you doing, Adrian? You freaking half a retard. That makes no sense to me, man. Dude's a millionaire and he's freaking robbing people for what? For 10 G's or something? Are you an idiot? He must have some sort of brain damage. That makes no sense to me at all.
It was 14 grand that he needed to use at Walmart. So
Franklin. You hear me?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
Jaden is watching the show. He says he wants you to shout him out.
Jaden?
Yeah.
My nephew?
I think that might be him, yeah.
What's up, Jaden?
Hi, Jaden.
Theo loves you.
Say hi, GI.
What's up, Jay? How you doing? Hey, you know who's a good role model? If you guys haven't watched it on HBO, they had a piece on her. 2012 Olympic gold medalist Clarissa Shields. She's qualified now for the upcoming Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. So big shout outs to her for showing how someone can be dedicated and doing things the right way can become an inspiration to other kids out there that want to pursue the art of boxing or MMA or whatever it may be. So we have that. We have a link of that from HBO's interview on our Fight Rant Facebook page if you guys want to check it out. And yeah, that's what I like to see in boxing. People that inspire. It's not all about money and stuff.
Let's go to UFC.
Yeah. What do we have in UFC going on? Now I'm kind of lost. I'm kind of I was upset for a second. I had to run to my DraftKings and change my lineup.
All right. Let's start with talking about.
I don't know if the lineup's even good anymore.
Well,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The event went from great to very good to good.
Yeah, I mean it's still a good event. I'm still excited for quite.
It's still good. It's still good. But man, when that fight was still intact, when that card was still intact, that card was no joke. Man, I wish it would have stayed like that. It's still a very good card though. It's still a good card.
Yeah.
Well, who do we have? Who do we have starting in the card? Let's.
All right, so you got the early prelims on Fight Pass. They start at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific, right? That's on Fight Pass. The first fight is Omari Akhmedov versus Elizu Zaleski dos Santos.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name.
Heck of a name. I haven't seen much of either one of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. I'm not ready.
Yeah, well, no, I mean I've seen actually both of them fight. I gotta say, I guess since nobody else has really seen him, I'm gonna go with Omari Akhmedov in this fight. But it's really anybody's fight because the guys I've seen him fight against.
I would have gone with Dos Santos because he's Dos Santos' cousin.
He's Dos Santos' cousin. No, I mean I'm just going based off of prior fights, and I haven't seen them fight anybody really good. These guys aren't ranked. They're not,
Akhmedov looks like Joe Rogan.
All right, so
what's the next fight?
The next fight, man, we got some more good names here, but this one is actually pretty exciting. We got Cesar Ferreira versus Aluwali
Bamboos.
Bamboos.
I like that name, Bamboos.
Yeah.
Lord.
Holy War Angel.
Yeah, I'm definitely rolling with. I sorry if I pronounce it wrong. I think it's just pronounced Bamboos, the Holy War Angel. I'm definitely rolling with the Holy War Angel in this one. I've seen him fight. He's exciting. I like seeing it, watching him fight. So
He's not Not
definitely.
much of a grappler, is he?
Huh?
Not much of a grappler.
No, he's just a great, really exciting, fast striker, strong. He doesn't have a lot of experience yet, but he's somebody that I'm looking out at, and keeping an eye on.
I'm gonna go with the mutant, Cesar Ferreira.
What?
I mean, his height is pretty good. It's 73 versus 71. They both are the same weights. Both got same reach. He's got 1 inch
That's only
over.
because you haven't seen the Holy War Angel fight.
I haven't, but I'm gonna go with Brazil, and I think he can do. He can take care of this. I think.
All right.
He's not on my DraftKings, but he can take care of it. I think.
Not on your DraftKings, Franklin. What do you say here?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not choosing anything.
You haven't seen the Holy War Angel fight either?
I believe I've seen him fight once, man. I can't even recall.
All right.
I watched too many fights, man.
All right. Well, watch him fight today.
I lose them, bro. I lose them. I watch that, then I watch some Muay Thai and Lions fight. Then I watch some kickbox. Unless they really stand out to me, they don't cement themselves until I see a couple more fights.
All right. Well, check him out today. Watch him win because he's gonna win. If you guys are putting in DraftKings, I'm recommending that you play the man. All right.
What's the next one?
Last fight on the early prelims on Fight Pass: Manny Gamborian versus John Dodson.
John Dodson.
Yeah, I got Dodson
John
too.
Dodson knocks him out second round.
Yeah, I got Dodson all the way on this one. I'll say second round KO too. I mean,
Gamborian, he's no joke, but he's not Dodson's elite.
Yeah.
He's an elite MMA fighter. I can't see Gamborian winning unless he lands a heavy haymaker or something, man. But I can't see him. I can't see him pulling that one off on anything, on grappling, on striking. Dodson's his footwork and speed and his power. He lands a shot. You're going night.
Yep.
I can't see a way he wins. Gamborian can win this one. Dodson all the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dodson too. I think this will be a knockout fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Franklin's prediction on the tee there. Knockout second round.
Yeah, and I think he should go for a knockout, especially being I didn't even know that he would be in a early prelim fight. I think at his caliber he should be.
You know why, right? He just moved up. He just moved up a weight class after his loss to Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yeah.
He just moved up back to the 135 division. So I guess they were like, you know what? Let's put two high known names in the prelims there.
Yo, Holy War Angel. Don't make me wrong. All right. We're going to move into the Fox prelims, which are at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I really like the first fight on this card. It's Michael Graves versus Randy Rude Boy Brown. Both fighters undefeated, young in their careers. I've seen both of them fight. I really, really like Randy Brown, though. I've seen a lot of good things from Randy Brown early on, and I'm rolling with Randy Brown by knockout. I'm going to say
that.
Second round.
I was going to say the same thing, man.
I think Randy Brown is possible future championship material.
Yeah, he's overall pretty good. I mean, he's got his takedown defense is 87.5 according to UFC.com, and that's ridiculous. And Michael Graves' takedown accuracy is 70%, so that's pretty much a wash there. I'm gonna stick with Rude Boy as well. His reach is 78 versus 71. That's a seven.
God damn.
Yeah, he's got some really long arms, good reach.
It might be a shellacking.
His leg reach is 45 versus 39. That's
he's a physical specimen that just screams champion. You know, like he's got all the tools. He's just young and proven, but I like what I see out of that dude, man. He looks really solid, and he's well rounded. You know, he can fight on the ground. He can strike. He can move. You know, I'm excited to watch him fight. So yeah, DraftKings, Randy Brown, if you're playing it.
I'm checking my DraftKings right now. Oh, it's too late now though.
You should be able to change it for up to an hour from now.
Is it okay? So good.
Don't start for another hour.
I'm gonna look it over.
Go ahead and add bamboos too.
No, I'm not adding bamboos or papoose. None of those. I'm adding.
All right, second fight on the Fox prelims. We got Santiago
Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio, yeah. Ponzinibbio.
La gente boa.
Court McGee.
Court McGee. That sounds like straight up a Dukes of Hazzard kind of name. I like that name.
I mean, these guys have been around the block in MMA a bit. I kind of see this fight as decently even in my eyes. You know, there's not too much difference. You know, like record-wise, fight-wise, size, everything is similar. They both, you know, I would say that Court McGee might be slightly better at grappling. And you know what? I'll go with Court McGee. It's close, but I'm gonna go with Court McGee. I think he'll take it, but I think it's gonna be something where we go to, you know, second or third round, and maybe even a decision. But
Court McGee, I think he's gonna take that fight just based off of having more experience fighting more legit guys. I see that going to the decision, and he takes it. He hasn't looked dominant in a long time.
Yeah, that's kind of what makes me a little.
He hasn't been dominant at all.
I'm gonna roll with him too. You
know. I'm actually gonna go with Ponzinibbio. I don't think this is not one of those fights that I'm gonna say, hey, this is one of those DraftKings. It's not a DraftKings pick at all. It's gonna end in decision, and it's gonna be Ponzinibbio by decision win.
GI,
just be warned.
You put him on DraftKings.
Be warned, guys.
You're gonna lose.
Everybody watching, be warned.
Hey, I said he's not a DraftKings pick. This fight is not one that you're gonna get a KO out of. I don't think so.
Guys, be warned in advance. This fight might be a snoozer. Just so you know.
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't pick it on DraftKings just because I think it's probably going the distance and not going to have a ton of significant strikes landed anyway. Even if you get McGee and he wins, it's not going to get you a ton of points probably.
Yeah.
You know. Let's move to the next fight because I know we all want to talk about this one. Next fight on the prelims is Raquel Pennington versus Betch Correia.
Rocky, baby, Rocky, all day, every day. We ain't even gotta talk about it. That's who I always go for. You know that.
Well, what do you say, Potelou?
I'm going with Raquel Pennington. I just think that her striking is better. It's gonna be pretty much boxing versus Muay Thai. Beth Correia's only loss is to Ronda Rousey, but her Muay Thai is not no JJ Muay Thai. Her striking's not legit like that. And Raquel Pennington, she outboxed Holly Holm in their fight. I mean, many had Raquel Pennington winning that fight, and I could actually see the argument on that. I actually think she might even landed more punches. So I think it goes. Something tells me it'll be like a knockout by the second round. But I'll play it safe and say Raquel knocks Beth Correia out in the third round.
I'm also going to go right there with you. Third round knockout for Raquel Pennington. I think that after watching Bethe Correia fight Ronda Rousey, I know Ronda Rousey is, the supreme queen of many things, but she just looked so bad in that fight, and her previous opponents just were not that great. She wasn't fighting a bunch of the best fighters in the UFC women's division, and not that Raquel Pennington is all the way at the top of that division, but
she should. I think Raquel Pennington should be top 10.
Yeah, well, she's number 11 right now. If she wins, she's got to at least get 10. Because
it's hard for her to crack it. I'm not sure why, but I've always thought that she was up there. She ain't no freaking joke. I remember when she started in The Ultimate Fighter, and everybody thought she was gonna be something to be reckoned with, man. Even Dana White thought she was probably gonna be like the next big champ. I'm not sure what the hell derailed her, but I think she did have an injury earlier on, but she's legit. She's legit.
Yeah.
Like I said, many think that she beat Holly Holm in their fight. She is legit.
Francisco, what do you think about when does it end? What's your pick for how it ends?
This is gonna be just because Ronda kind of showed off how to beat this girl. And that's by pure pressure. I think Rocky can do that definitely, and I think she can get a knockout within the second round. We don't have Rocky in our top 10 as far as Fight Rant's ranking, but
she'll be in it.
Bethe Correia has number 9, so if Rocky can take out Bethe Correia,
if she wins, she'll
that
get
brings
that
you up, baby.
She'll get that spot if she wins. All right, so we're in agreement. Raquel Pennington is a pretty decent DraftKings pick.
Even if it goes to decision, you're gonna get a lot of points because all those jabs and straights, and she's gonna box. That's pretty much what she's gonna do. Most likely box her to death. So
yeah,
you still get points.
Now you think that this is something that hasn't been discussed? I don't think. But do you think the age gap is different between male and female fighters in the UFC?
I don't know. I mean,
what do you mean by that?
I don't think so. I mean,
where they reach their limit. Like, there's a point in male fighters where they're like, that's it. That's as far as they're gonna go, and that's when they start dropping. Do you think there's the difference is huge? Is it?
No, you know what I actually think? I think for some reason in UFC or MMA in general, as long as fighters haven't had real serious injuries to their bodies, they actually seem to hit their prime and stride a little bit later than in boxing for the most part, and you see more older guys that are still performing well in MMA.
Yeah.
I think they decline a little faster in boxing for some reason.
You know why? Because they don't really. I don't believe the decline in boxing is just pretty much in boxing a loss or two for whatever reason. Especially now, they just stop following you, the fans. Back then, they were fighting the best. The best was just fighting the best. So even if they had a couple of losses, nobody cared. Everybody watched them. I don't really think it's that much the decline. In MMA, though, I think that kind of like Lee said, it takes longer for them to hit their prime because you're not just training one art. It's so many combat arts. You have to make it your own. Turn it into your own thing.
But what I mean is,
sometimes it takes a long time for you to hit that.
But what I mean is, between a male MMA fighter and a female MMA fighter, do you think the ceiling is the same, or is it lower for women or high or even?
I used to think that you mean like in regards to like age, right? For them to hitting their plateau. Yeah. I used to think that, but I don't really think that anymore. Especially after Holly, she was an amateur kickboxing champ. Then she went to boxing, and then she came into MMA later on in her life. She's already 33, 34, and she's still getting better in MMA. So I don't think so anymore. Before I would have said yes. Now I just really think it's pretty much the same, both.
Okay.
Men and women.
All right, let's hit the last fight on the Fox prelims, which is Michael Chisea versus Beneil Dariush.
Michael
Uh,
Chisa. I'm going with Chisa.
I'm
Chisa.
going.
Chisa. He wins that fight.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Chisa.
Decision,
I like him.
decision win. Yeah, decision win. I say decision win. That should be a good fight though.
Yeah, it should be a good fight. I like both of them. I'm gonna go with Chisa also by decision. But I would not be surprised if Dariush pulls out a victory.
Yeah, that's a good fight. It's a close fight. They're pretty. It's a pretty evenly matched fight there. But I'm going with Chisa. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
By
Dariush.
decision.
I think Dariush can get one of the others, either decision or a knockout on this one. But I'm gonna shoot with a decision win.
Hey guys, I just want to before we move on to the main card, I just want to talk about. I mentioned that we got a couple of comments that we got a bit of an echo. Can everybody turn their speakers down just a little bit, just to make sure we're not echoing too much? Obviously, you still got to hear each other, but.
What?
All right, let's move on to the main card. Hopefully that fixes that. Main card is pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I like all of the fights. I mean, I liked some of them a little bit better before, but I still like them all. So first fight on the main card is Cub Swanson versus Akron Diaz. I gotta go with Cub. You know, just I mean Diaz is no joke. He's a legitimate fighter. But I've always liked Cub Swanson. He's a smart fighter. He's got excellent boxing skills in there. He's just and he's well rounded too. I don't see this being an easy fight, but I would say maybe it just goes probably to decision, and he pulls it off by decision.
I say easy fight. Cub Swanson, he's an elite MMA fighter. He's been elite for years. His boxing is not just good for MMA. His boxing is professional boxing level good. His trainer was Bradley's ex boxing trainer. He said it multiple times. This guy could be a freaking a world champion or a top boxer. His hands are insane. I see him picking this guy apart, and I'm gonna call knockout by the second round. He's just elite in every aspect of MMA, and then his hands are insane. His boxing, I think he's gonna box the dude's heads off. I think he wins knockout second round.
I'm just giving the guy a little bit of respect out of what I've seen from him, and thinking he might be able to hold it out till decision, but he'll still lose. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets knocked out too.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not arguing with your pick. I mean, that's your pick, but that's just how I see it happening. Cub Swanson, the last fight he had, he looked bad out there. I believe it was against Frankie Edgar. I think it was. But that wasn't the real Cub Swanson. He's had a lot of injuries and stuff like that. Hopefully he's not injured now and he's good. If he's good right now, I see it being a freaking mollywhopping, man. Second round, he finishes him off.
I don't think it's gonna be slobber knocker like JR says. I think Cub Swanson's a badass. I mean, look at the tattoo on his stomach. That looks like the background to Tony Montana's office. Remember? So that just shows he's a badass. That guy can fight. He doesn't care. He has no care in the world when he's in there. He just wants to destroy people. But I also know that Akron Diaz has great takedown defense. He can manage well. He's not much of a KO puncher, but he can manage pretty well on the ground, takedowns. So I think this is it's going to be a tough fight for Cub. I still go with Cub Swanson as winning the fight. I don't think it's going to be a KO fight, though. It's probably going to be a decision win.
All right. let's hit the next one then. We got the substitute here, Darrell Horcher, going up against Khabib. I always say his last name improperly, but Nurmagomedov.
The Eagle.
I just call him Khabib because it's so hard to say his last name. But I mean, being that Horcher is just thrown into this, and it's not that Horcher's bad, but I got to go.
He's actually pretty
with Khabib.
Good record too.
This is a toss-up because at any moment, Horcher can knock Khabib out, and I don't know. I went with Khabib just because he was my main pick at the beginning, but this is one of those fights where anything can happen right now. But I mean, how much has Horcher been training? Is he well enough to take up this fight? They just take it just because it's a good card, is gonna bring some good cash to his pocket, but we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna stick with Khabib on this. I don't see it being a knockout. It's probably gonna be a submission finish around the third round, if anything happens at all. But that was just one fight that got destroyed on there.
My pick is Nurmagomedov, mollywhopping, just ground and pound, takes him down, sambo freaking wrestling and all of that, demolishes him the first round, and then finishes the fight with ground and pound stoppage, second round. Just I see it just being completely outclassed. Nurmagomedov, he's something else, man.
I don't even think that he's making it to the second round. I think Khabib wins in the first round.
That could happen. Yep. Very possibly could happen.
I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about this fight. Something's gonna go down, I think. But hey, as long as that fight gets done and over with, and we get to the next fight, which I'm pretty pumped up about, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the next fight coming up?
Let's talk about that next fight, because we got Tecia Torres versus Rose Namajunas. That's a very exciting fight. I'm very excited for this one.
That's a hell of a fight. I mean, Rose, the way she fought against Paige was like, it was a work of art. That girl just discombobulated poor Paige. I feel so bad for her. I was like, man, Paige is getting her ass kicked. And Paige being
she has a Dancing with the Stars now.
Paige being the tough SOB that she is, was just taking it, but Rose was just on point. I want to see how she's gonna do with Tecia. Tecia Torres is not somebody to take lightly either. She's a tough little girl, and I think she's gonna give her some a hard time. But Rose needs this win because she's right now her record's 5-2, right? Yeah, her record's 5-2, and I think Ticia's undefeated still.
Yeah, she's still undefeated.
So this will be a good win for Rose, and that'll push her up to get some really good fights. So I'm really on the fence on this one. I don't know who's gonna win this, but I'm gonna stick to Rose just because she impressed me so much in the last fight.
Yeah, I think they're both very technical. They're both very technical. I just think that Rose, she's slightly more technical. She has slightly better striking. She has more range, better submission. She's just slightly better in everything.
You know what I think?
I'm picking Rose by submission second round.
That's what I was gonna say. You know what I'm thinking is gonna happen? An armbar.
It could that's very likely. Rose is no joke, man. She's no joke, standing or grappling wise. So I just think she's just better slightly in everything, in every aspect than Tisha. Tisha's no joke, but
Yeah,
I see it. I see it on
and
the second round.
she's been very focused lately. So, but so has Rose. Rose looks like she came out of a cave that she's been in for a year. It's just training by herself with some sensei ninja from back in the 30s. She just looks dangerous. Not somebody I would want to mess with at all.
Yeah, I gotta go with Rose too. I mean, she's moving up, looks better every fight. She looked really good, obviously against Paige, and I'm definitely looking forward to that though. I think Tisha's no pushover, and she'll bring the fight. So.
And we have Rose in our fight ranking as number 3 and Tisha's number 4. So that's a really good matchup, especially for our fight ranking. See who's gonna take over that number 3 spot, or actually come down from that number to that number 4 spot. So let's see, Rose. Are you gonna keep that 3, or are you gonna lose that 3?
What's the next fight?
All right, we go to the next one. So the next fight is the main event, which is Glover Teixeira versus Rashad Evans. That's a very interesting fight too. Good fight. I'm excited for this one. I'll let you guys kick it off. What do you think, Franklin?
I mean, with it's an interesting fight. Glover, I haven't seen him kind of on the decline. I'm rolling with Glover by stoppage second round, but it could be a very interesting fight there, because Rashad hasn't looked the same since he lost to Little Nog. I don't know, he just hasn't looked the same. And then he came back after all these injuries, got beat by Bader, something that I just did not think would happen. So that there happened. It'd be interesting to see if he has some ring rust, or what Rashad we're getting. I mean, a prime Rashad, or if he performs anything like a prime Rashad with the speed and everything, reflexes and whatnot. It wouldn't surprise me if he were to beat Glover. But it's a hard. I've been seeing Rashad going on the decline there for a while. I'm rolling with Glover. Should be interesting though. Could be a real good fight.
Right. So I'm gonna go with Rashad Evans on my DraftKings pick, just because if he wins, it's gonna be very good for me. For the actual pick, I think Glover can take this, and he can take it with a knockout, and he can do it in the second round. I mean, the differences is crazy. He's got 74 versus 72 in height. He's got him on reach by 1 inch. The leg reach is equal, but he's got better accuracy. His landing per minute is 442 versus 211. His takedown accuracy is 50% versus 46. The only thing that I see Rashad having over him is his takedown defense, which is 68.75 versus 58.97. I don't see Rashad beating Glover. I hope so, but I don't see him beating him at all. So I'm gonna go with Glover at round 2 knockout.
All right, well, I'm gonna go and mess it up for everybody, because I'm gonna say that Rashad Evans returns to former glory. It's really kind of solely based on what I've seen recently, where obviously he hasn't fought that well, but I've watched a lot of the stuff leading up to this fight that UFC's aired, and I feel like from watching his training camp and being inside there a little bit, it's been a really good camp for him, and he looks really focused, and like he doesn't have any distractions going on right now. And based off of what he used to be before certain things started, affecting him, clearly came out and said that, things were happening in his life, and he wasn't able to focus as well his last few fights, and that seems to be pretty well past him at this point. So I'm gonna believe in what he says and believe in what I saw from the training camp and say that he's gonna take this fight. And I think Rashad Evans will knock out Glover Teixeira in the 3rd round. So
I mean, I can't argue too much of it because these are 2 elite guys. They are elite. So whenever
if he comes out and fights the way he was fighting before, he'll lose. But I just believe in what I've seen so far from this training camp, that he's really focused and back on his grind the way he used to be, and doesn't seem to have any distractions while training, and he just seems ready. So I mean, this is kind of his last shot, like to propel himself back up and try to get back in the title mix.
Yeah, it should be a good fight though. I mean, whenever you have elite versus elite, when it's kind of evenly matched,
fight no matter how it turns.
Yeah, it should be pretty freaking good.
Yep. We have Glover Teixeira as number 4 in our ranking versus Rashad's number 7. So if he wins this, that'll bump him up pretty good. Lyoto Machida, that whole thing, that kind of ruined it for me. But hey, the card is not bad at all. It's still a pretty good card, and we'll just have to see how this pans out for Tampa. I mean, this is been a while since they've come to Tampa to perform, and hopefully it becomes a bigger draw, because there's a lot of fans out in Tampa, just like in Orlando. Orlando seems to be the biggest draw right now, apart from Miami. Miami used to be the big kahuna. Now it's kind of spreading out. So we'll see how.
Tampa, baby.
Yeah. Hopefully they keep coming.
Yeah, with the Lyoto Machida, I don't even know how I feel about that him getting popped for whatever. He even came out with an apology. It's just getting so hard right now because you could get disqualified and popped for Advil, Tylenol, anything pretty much. There's a lot of just dumb little things that you would never think were freaking prohibited or anything like that, and they are. So and look at even Joel Romero, the Cuban fighter that got suspended. He had popped a positive for some substance, right? And he was like, I never used anything. They didn't believe him. He was like, check all my supplements. They checked his supplement, and his supplements were tainted. Whatever manufacturers, wherever they're manufacturing or making these products, they don't clean out previously whatever they were doing, so these products are tainted. So they went out and bought the same supplements, a couple of them, and tested them, and every single one of them did come out tainted. So any little thing can just make you pop positive for any little bullshit. So I just have a feeling that's most likely what happened. That's pretty much what he said also in his apology. So it could be any little dumb thing, man. People don't know that you cannot take a Tylenol, you can't take an Advil, you can't take any of those things before a fight, or you pop dirty.
That's like Alicia, the Empress Napoleon. She's a WC belt holder. She's a rising star. Hopefully she'll keep doing the good things that she's doing. I see some of her fights. She's 5-0 right now, and 4 of those wins by knockout, and trying to move the women's division as far as boxing concerned. She was stopped, I believe, I think it was the 11th, from fighting as well because she had taken a Motrin, and the Motrin, I guess it thins out your blood, and they wouldn't let her fight because of it.
Yeah, it's BS, man. All that stuff like that, to me, stuff like that, that's straight up BS, man. Yeah. And guys, whoever's watching, there's still more great fights tonight. We have Bellator. It's going to be Bellator in Italy. I'm going to go ahead and name off the fights here, just so you know who's going to be fighting. The first fight will be Danielle Scatizzi versus Danielle Maselli. That's a welterweight fight. We have then the women's flyweight feature fight. Angela Pink versus Anastasia Yankova. That's that. She's a good Russian striker. She's pretty badass.
Yeah, she
I
is.
think I actually think Anastasia Yankova knocks her out probably by the second round. Um, the third fight is a featherweight feature fight. Danilo Beluardo versus AJ McKee. That should be pretty good. I've seen AJ McKee fight once. I think he takes it just off of technicality. Most likely decision win there. That's just what I think. The light heavyweight co-main event: Alicio Sakara versus Brian Rogers. That'll be I think that'll be a slobber knocker. And if Brian Rogers catches him, it's probably going to be a fast fight, most likely within the first round. And then we have the lightweight main event: Kevin Souza versus Patricky Pitbull. I'm rolling with Patricky, knockout first round. But it should be a great night of fights. We have UFC, we have Bellator, we have Glory, we have boxing. All free. Every card is pretty much elite level fighters, so it should be a good night of combat sports, and get your DVRs ready and recording everything.
Hey, all right, yeah, let's do that, man. Listen, it's been fun. We'll wrap it up. Let's say hi to Aiden, because Aiden is watching too now. He wants us to say hi to him.
Oh, hey Aiden, how's it going? Thanks for watching.
Theo loves you.
Hey, before we go, I just wanted to touch up on something that I didn't touch up last time, which was WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was an amazing event. I didn't think it was gonna be that good because of all the injuries and everything, but it was great. Everything that
hey guys, we're sorry about that. I know the fans were asking about that. We're sorry.
Yeah, it was just too much going on, and I mean everywhere. I mean, we had The Rock, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels came in. We had some good battles with the Divas. Things are shaping up pretty well for WWE. I kind of saw them going in a slope downhill for a little bit, and now they're starting to move up again. I see that they're trying to match up Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt together, which anything that happens with Bray Wyatt that gives him more TV time is great. I think he's one of the top young superstars right now, and I think he should be pushed a lot harder. NXT is doing great as well. They're pushing their Japan line, bringing in their fighters from Japan, which are doing awesome as well. Bayley, she's still stuck in NXT. I think I understand why, but as far as her and Finn Balor, the sooner you get to WWE, the happier I'll be. Those two guys, they're awesome. They're great performers, and they know how to do it better than anybody else right now. AJ Styles is still not that impressive for me. Still reminds me of like an old Jericho. His speed has diminished greatly. I just think it's because he came into the WWE a little bit too late. So you know, the older you get, the slower you get, of course. But a lot of NXT players are heading to WWE now. It's gonna get more entertaining. It's gonna get a lot better. You guys will be able to, the ones that don't follow WWE as much, you guys will be able to follow these new superstars and kind of grow with them if you're into wrestling. So yeah, everything else I'll catch up with you guys later on our next podcast. I'll make sure we speak on that a little bit more. I'm happy to see that we have some wrestling fans that were demanding some more wrestling. So we'll go ahead and touch on that, and hopefully Franklin and Lee won't be the only two that don't know about wrestling anymore.
Listen, how about this? On the next one, if there's some wrestling to talk about, we're going to start with wrestling.
All right, we'll do that.
And guys, listen, we're going to try very soon, hopefully sometime next week, early in the week, to make another podcast we call Random Rants. We're going to try to make an episode of that where we just talk about other things. Could be crazy varying topics. You know, we're gonna try to get one of those in and get that started.
Talk about some Bigfoot or something. Some crazy.
Yeah, Franklin loves Bigfoot, and we can talk about that and Franklin's love for Bigfoot, and maybe the reason why Bigfoot has been hiding for so long is because Franklin has been so upset.
Somewhere.
So yeah, we can touch on that and the restraining order that Bigfoot has against Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin's been trying to track him down forever. Bigfoot just keeps running away.
I'm gonna find you, you hairy fucker.
Hey, and send some suggestions out to us, guys. In the random rants, we can talk about anything you guys want to, and we'll touch on that.
Yeah, we'll definitely also we'll give a little bit of conversation about Cody and builds and stuff like that too, and you know daily updates, those kind of things. We'll touch on those in the random rants also. So for you guys out there that know about Cody and how that works, we'll be talking about that a bit too after we get done with Franklin's.
Yeah, leave any feedback, any comments, anything like that. Just let us know, and yeah, we'll ask some questions also in the random rants, anything that you want. Rocky.
Yeah, and the Triple G fans, please go ahead and keep hating on Franklin as much as you like. Working great. I love it. So let him know what's the business. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. You guys have a great Saturday and a good weekend.
All right, guys. Everybody,
enjoy
take
the
it
fights.
Easy.
Enjoy the fights.
Enjoy the fights. Fight Pass is starting in 25 minutes for UFC Fight Night. So check it out. We'll talk to all you guys soon.
Hey,
and
big shout out.
Everybody, don't pay attention to GI when he talks about Triple G.
Hey, big shout outs to Daily Updates at Facebook.com. Big shout outs to them. If you guys want to check them out, give them a like and subscribe.
Check
Share.
out the Daily Updates Facebook group. Subscribe to it. Check it out.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
And some random rants too.
All right, see you guys.
All right, guys, take it easy.